Beach again, and this right here is that $90 million bridge. It's supposed to be done in 2027, and this thing's amazing. To watch them build this, it's truly an interesting thing to see, especially when they bring those spans in. Those spans are like 100 foot long. They put them on these trailers. They actually strap the rear wheels onto the trailer, and it's pretty cool. You see them coming through the bends down there where docks is. You know, they're basically taking up both lanes and kind of going up on the sidewalk a little bit. These chase cars go straight at the traffic, stop the traffic so they can get through. It's pretty interesting to see. And then they bring 3 in at a time. So right here we're heading over onto, this is called the Carlos Point is what this is called. And right there they have all of that area blocked off right now for the bird nesting season. I think they're called terns. And they basically, you see all these little sticks sticking up. They basically block the area off so you're not walking on their nests and killing and breaking their babies. They're all pissed off right there because they're hearing the drone. They don't know what it is, and they're checking it out. So here we are. We've passed that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take you down the beach, all the way down the beach, and show you what the beach looks like after our beach renourishment. Now, our beach renourishment, I don't know if you know this or not, but we were already in for permit on getting our beaches rebuilt before Hurricane Ian came in. So we were able to get on the list and get underway pretty quickly. And then these additional storms, you know, have delayed everything. So we're into turtle season, and they still have some of this pipe on the beach. And for the turtle people, it's not something they want to see. I'll come back to that in a minute. So that building right there to the right with the blue trim is Leonardo Arms. There is a seawall around it, and there's a seawall around it because the sea was underneath it. And this is what they did. They brought all that sand in, and they pumped it from 7 miles down. And again, we're coming back at this again. We wanted to show it to you because it's one of those things. It's been all over the news. I measured from the corner out, it was 330 feet. So that gives all these buildings a big buffer when the storm surges come in. Now, will this beach erode away over time? Yes, it will. Probably going to take a long time because it took a long time for it to erode away now. So meanwhile, these estuaries, they left these in place, and this has all been filled in between 2 and 5 feet all through there. That estuary comes up behind the Wyndham. The Wyndham's where they used to have the sand sculpting contest. Pinchers was in there. They had a really cool bar out around their pool. Those are some of the pipes. The pipes were like 18 inches in diameter, and they ran all the way down the beach. And through certain areas of the beach, they buried them. Other areas, they left them exposed. So right here, this beach here, they didn't do anything to this. It basically is deep enough, and it was doing very good to protect those buildings, or reasonably good to protect them. The whole elevation on the whole island was brought up to a minimum of 6 feet. And that is basically an elevation that's recommended by the Army Corps of Engineers, and they're basically saying we need to have this much elevation, and your barrier island will do pretty good as far as you know what it has to do. Did you see that guy crash his kite? So anyway, here's the end. So 6 foot is what they recommend to keep the storm surge from getting up over the island. Now this is the pipe. Now they're taking that pipe apart. Notice that the pieces of equipment are sitting there, and there was a generator right there. So meanwhile, they're disconnecting, taking this apart, and dragging it either to Newton Park or back there to the Wyndham. There's big, huge piles of these pipes down there. They transport the pipes inside of semi-trailers, and they just take one of those loaders and they pick them up from one end and they just stick them in there. So as you see, the pipe's still in place in a lot of areas. And what's going on, I've been riding my bike on the beach. What's going on when you go down there is the turtles are coming right up to the pipe. And in a couple places they climbed over it and they did just fine. Other areas you see they'll come to the pipe and then they turn around and go back into the water. So I'm sure the turtle people are not wanting to have this, and I'm sure nobody wants to have this going on right now. However, it is what it is, man. There's, you know, these guys came in here and they had one delay after another. Basically, we had Hurricane Ian came in, then the Dahlia right after that, then Debbie, and then Helene, and then Milton. And each one of these brought in delays for this contractor. So they've been busting their butts, and obviously they've got another job to go to. They're waiting on them now. So this is some of their pipe they have taken apart, and they've overlapped it just to get it out of the way. And you see they got these little piles of sand so you can walk over it without having to take a big stride. For us old people, that's a blessing. So, but anyway, it's looking good. So all the way down through here, the elevation's 6 feet. So this is one of the generators that we're talking about, and those generators are run by diesel, and they are running a big old pump. And there are parts of the beach where they are still working, and you'll see that as we come up here. A lot of the pipe there is doubled up, which means they pulled some of it apart, and now they're just waiting for to get finished with the rest of what they're doing. They're actually pumping water in right up here, and they're bringing the elevation up. So, I mean, in an ideal world, they would have already been gone. So this pipe here, you notice there's no pipe from here to this excavator. And then that pipe, if you look down there, you'll see it's pumping water out. Now that water is coming. You see the little pump right next to the excavator. You see all the bellowing water there. This is coming from 1.5 miles off the shore, all the way over by real close to the pink shell. Actually more close to Times Square. Between the peak shell and Times Square, and it's coming in, and a lot of it's buried when you go through and past Margaritaville and past the Diamond Head, and also past the Lani Kai. They have it buried. Right here you see it is buried again. So it's buried all the way through there. They've had a bunch of situations while they're doing this where the pipe has burst and created a big soupy mess in certain areas. But, you know, and all in all, with as much as they did and as long as this pipe is, they've had relatively few breakages on the pipe. Right here is another one of those pumps. These pumps work in conjunction with each other, and they push the sand, and they basically, what they do is they're like booster stations. So here we are. This is in front of the Diamond Head, and we're coming up on the Lani Kai. Right here, we're going around the Diamond Head a little bit and just showing you. So these beaches are, they're thicker, they got more elevation, and they're way out versus where they were at. They were probably in most instances are 100 or 150 feet further out than they were. The Lani Kai's back up and running. They got most everything opened up. If you notice on the top of the building here, the Lani Kai's the teal building. They put a covered sun deck up there, which is a nice benefit because I've eaten up there before, and they don't have you're out in the sun. It's pretty nice. It's nice to be in the sun when you want to be in the sun. So here's Margaritaville. They got their pool running really good. This time of the year in the summer, you can get in there for a lot less money. It's like $35. It can be as little as $15 after 4 o'clock. And they want you to come down there. And dude, it's cool. It's really cool to hang out there. So this is Crescent Park. We're coming back up. This is the old Times Square area. Again, we're just showing you the beach restoration primarily. You're seeing everybody down here having a good time. And we're getting more and more of that. There are hundreds and hundreds of houses that have been built since Hurricane Ian. We're approaching the 3rd year anniversary, which will be September 28th. And right here is another one of these pump stations. We're focusing on primarily just talking about the beach renourishment in this film. So there's another one of those booster stations, and water's kind of clear here today. There's not. So here's where the pipe goes and dives out into the water and goes out to the dredging rig. Now down through here, a lot of these condos are put back together and they're functioning. There's a lot of condos on the building, on the island. There's about 40% of them. This is my estimate. This is purely what I think. That they're just not being, they're not occupied yet. And then there's about 10% of them, they're not being worked on at all. So I don't know what's going to happen with them. So at any rate, we're getting to the very tail end of this video, and we're just showing you what they did to put this beach back together. Now, a lot of this beach here, some more of it got washed away from Hurricane Ian and various things, but the beach renourishment guys were already working here, and they were already up a ways. So this is Bowditch. Bowditch, we need everybody to kind of call their representatives and say, hey, we want our parks back open, please. Pretty please with sugar on it. So Bowditch is still in a state of disrepair. It needs a lot of work. The trails are open. I've been on them on my bicycle, and there's still quite a bit that needs to be done. The facilities are not open. The buildings, the decking, and all that stuff is just not being worked on. And collectively, as a community, some very positive things to do would be to kind of say, hey, Lee County, we really need you to help us get these things open back up. So, hey, thanks for watching our video. Hey, we will see you on the next video. And that's it. So we're going to bring you more and more and more content with this video, with these on this channel. We have another channel. We're in the top 2% on YouTube as far as the size of that channel. We're going to grow this channel to at least that size very quickly. We split off from the other channel because they're two different audiences, and we want to serve up each audience the best way we know how. So we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. It's Dave Lockwood, Remove It Pros. If you need any demo done, give us a call, 239-333-7678.